Hi guys, welcome to Supermet. So today I am with the most amazing Ferrari. I definitely need to get somebody to buy me this and maybe give it to me for my birthday or my Christmas. I have birthday and Christmas very close together, so who knows, maybe this can be a joint present, I think. So welcome to the most beautiful Ferrari SF90. We're going to have a quick walk around the car, have a chat about it, and then sadly we won't be driving it today. Maybe another time, but not today. Enjoy the video. Okay, so on the inside of this this beautiful machine, is this classed as a hypercar?
I imagine it should be, yeah. I mean, the price tag alone would set this as definitely, in my books, as a hypercar.
Now, price, you said the word. How much is it?
I believe this is about £460,000.
Wow.
Sterling, yeah.
So yeah, £460,000 of your hard-earned money.
And that's with minimal options as well, mind you. You can get more, a lot more options.
And so this is not a particularly high-spec car?
It's not so much that it's not a high-spec car, but I mean, you can go as far as you want with these things, like with any Ferrari, into like a Telia specification. You could have the interior to be completely bespoke to you, and obviously that's going to set the price tag up.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, this is it's a nice spec car, but you know, you could always up it a bit more in price if you really wanted to.
Okay, and I love this animation, this sort of broken down car off the designer's drawing board. So let's get this thing actually fired up on the inside, and then we can do a start as well, and you can see what it's all about. So this button in the center here is your stop-start button. So I don't know if you have to press the brakes. So let's give it a whirl. So you press that first of all. Obviously, I have a key on the passenger side seat, and that has been recognized by the computer inside the car. It's come up with its main controls. Now, to start the vehicle, effectively by pressing this, you've engaged the systems that would allow the electric motor to start driving, and you can then toggle down because you don't have the normal switches like you do. So you've got this traditional switch here, which is for your traction, but here, this puts you into only electronic mode, and then H is hybrid mode.
Yes, that's correct.
This is race mode, and if I was to press this, I think, again, it would then start the engine. So I'm not going to do that just yet. We're going to have the big start in a few minutes' time. So main systems, obviously you've got a driver information display, which you can see is moving around on the right-hand side. You've got all your normal vehicle settings just down here, but obviously it's telling me my door is open. This central screen down here is actually a screen, which I couldn't believe. It's very small, obviously tucked away under the dashboard, not really for the driver. I would say this is a passenger item. You can do things like turn your radio up from here, or you can disable it. you can do your climate control, and then you have the air vents down below with sort of traditional wheels for turning them on and off, and they do move around. But you can also go in here and you can go to other items like your navigation, for instance. So you can have that screen operational, but then you could move it up and pop it in the display along here if you wanted to. At the moment, obviously, you can see it's got the radio showing there. We can then go back, I believe, and you can have your audio. We're not going to put that on at the moment. I believe it has a fairly good sound system.
Yeah,
Quite good,
yeah.
but you probably can't even hear it anyway. And then obviously car settings in here, and perform, I'm unsure. Okay, so this is the performance. So this really is like on other modern day Ferraris, where normally it would be situated about here on the dashboard, and it shows how fast you're going and the gear that's been selected in the vehicle and a few other bits and pieces. And the drive on this one, I think, is also showing that it would be putting the power through. So that is that section. Climate control's just here. Again, touch sensitive. There's nothing here. There's no knobs that you're turning, no buttons you're pressing. Everything is just a bit like the iPhone.
Please,
sort of.
can you better explain your request?
Well, there you go. Typical Ferrari. I'm not explaining myself, so I'm very sorry. I'm going to get bad comments, obviously, on this from Ferrari itself. Over on the right-hand side, you've got your mirrors. Traditionally, they would have been down here on the door, but they are on this pad along here. I think this is for your auto lights, so you can set your auto lights to work when you get out of the car and also when it gets dark. So it's got a full tank of fuel at the moment, and it's only showing 187 miles, which you can see just down here, and only 15 miles on its own electricity pack. You can charge this car up. It does charge itself when the engine starts as well, and so it recharges, because obviously it needs to be ready to dump all of that power into the performance of the car. So the motors, this isn't like a hybrid, a Toyota Prius. This isn't meant for doing sort of short journeys, and this is meant for going as fast as possible. So when you go into the correct mode, you can put your foot down. The petrol engine behind you obviously kicks out as much power as it needs, as you require, but then your electric motors also get involved as well, so you're getting maximum performance. Now, this car is faster than the LaFerrari, I believe.
Yes, yeah, I think this car now holds the lap record around their test track in Modena.
Does it really?
Yes, and the car that held it before, at least production car, was the LaFerrari.
LaFerrari.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, going with the whole as true as they can plug-in hybrid solution has really allowed this car to up this game.
Yeah, I mean, that is quite impressive, really, really impressive. Okay, so steering wheel as well. Obviously, it feels quite Ferrari, I would say, the steering wheel, especially with the yellow stitching.
Yeah, the steering wheel is optional as well, because you've got the driver's own LEDs on there.
And the carbon on the steering wheel, is that standard?
No, that is optional.
Is it?
Yeah, that's part
Forgive
of
me,
that.
I didn't understand what you said.
You can hear the problems we're having with this car. We're not even driving. Can you imagine what it would be like doing 200 miles an hour in this, with this guy going on in your ear? I mean, just drive you nuts. So we've got shift lights up on the steering wheel here. Obviously tells you when to shift, and you've got paddles along here. I've got to say, paddles feel wonderful. All carbon fibre. They're nice and big. And actually, in typical Ferrari fashion, when you turn the wheels, you can see the paddles are they're static. They don't move with the wheel. Obviously, you've got your rev counter, and then you've got your temperatures, so T's and P's all down here, and your speedo is just here. So it predominantly is showing you your rev counter, which is what you want in this type of car. You don't want to be seeing just a big display with your numbers on it. And that is really the main dashboard binnacle that is in front of you. So center console is trimmed in Alcantara, dash is Alcantara with then leather on top, and here you've got your SOS button, so if something goes wrong, press that and it dials straight out. You've got a cup holder, which in potentially super hypercar is quite amazing to have a cup holder. You also have some gearbox settings down here. So this is your reverse. So you pull this little tiny paddle backwards, puts you in reverse. And I believe this will do it in electric mode.
Yes, it will.
Which is great. So you don't need to annoy your neighbours when this car is parked in Hampstead Village. This is your auto mode. So you flick the gear selector forward and it goes into auto, so you can drive it like a Mercedes or a BMW. Pull it backwards, puts it into manual, and then you have your paddle shifters which go down and up over here. So this section here is reminiscent of the original classic Ferraris with their gated shifter. You can see to the back and down is your reverse, and then your others would be here. So first, second, third, fourth, and obviously in modern cars, fifth and sixth. but rather nice little touch that they've done. And then up on the dashboard, this is a carbon fibre binnacle. Feels like pre-preg carbon fibre to me. Beautifully finished. Feels extremely lightweight, but extremely strong. But you can hear the plastic. Really, really nice. And it's a nice touch to have this all flowing downwards with obviously everything else going on around here. But this carbon kind of matches up with the steering wheel. But to have it in satin finish, along with the shiny, actually works really, really well. This has obviously been made in satin, so it doesn't glare on the windscreen in bright sunlight, which is a clever idea. You also do have a head-up display, which I'm not sure if you can see. Dead ahead, I can see the speedo. It says 0 miles an hour dead ahead. So I'm hoping that you can see that. And your window control. So obviously only two window controls just here. You do have a small glove box down here, a couple of charge ports, so quite useful. And then, except for that, it is pretty much as you would expect. Beautifully crafted seats.
Yes, very, very pretty seats. Yeah, I believe these are the electric comfort seats as well.
So are they? So yes, that's right. So down here we have the settings, so I can adjust the seats backwards and forwards. And they are very, they're firm, and they're hugging, but they feel super comfortable. And the leather, you can see, is very nice. That is the interior. So I think we should get a camera outside and we should fire this one up and you can hear how it sounds. So in the engine bay, you can see we have a Ferrari V8. This is actually bored out to 4 litres, and then obviously it's mated up to 3 electric drive units as well, which are powering the wheels to give maximum torque and performance. Underneath this panel, this looks like metal. This is actually carbon fibre. The entire body on this car is carbon fibre. And apparently, if you want to fill up your radiator, which you can see just down here, so this is your header tank, you need to release all of these screws, remove these panels, and then get into it. Now, the thing is, many Ferrari owners aren't going to be pulling a screwdriver out and looking after this car. It is going to go into Maranello, it's going to have its service, and they're going to do this for you. So it's not too much of an issue. But it's just funny to see where most vehicles, you open up the bonnet and here it is. But in this, it just isn't that way. But it's great to see the struts coming down and the main frame of the car that holds the engine in place still. It hasn't been hidden away. And you see that in the classic Ferraris where they've got the tubular frame running through. And obviously this is just more advanced, but it's really nice to see still. Got a great sound, really nice sound. Okay, so we're going to show you this car actually starting up now from the inside because there's a bit of a procedure. It's nothing too difficult. So the key is in the car, and I'm going to put my foot on the brake down below. Then I'm going to press this button here, which is sort of a haptic start. So press start. Dashboard then fires up, all the controls have come on, and then I'm going to press this button here, which is my race mode, so I'm going to press there, and it's highlighted it. And then I'm going to press the engine stop start, and watch the needle here. Now you'll also hear, this is going to go for an immediate start. There's no starter motor noise. So this actually is a bit like a stop-start startup in just a regular car. So check this out. So 1, 2, 3. Did you see how fast it started? I mean, it's amazing. And obviously the cold start has now stopped, but it revs just as you would expect it to. You see that needle? And then obviously all the normal controls just still stay up there. You can configure this however you want it, but it feels every bit a Ferrari from where I'm sitting at this point in time. It really does, and it's really lovely.
It really is a case study of where Ferrari is going to be going with the next 10, 15 years. It's just an absolutely stunning piece of machinery.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, how fast can they go? Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the SF90. It is just the most spectacular car. So as you can see, the car is being driven off into the distance and is going to be put away and detailed. And I'm sure I'll be seeing it on another occasion. So all stay safe. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you get all the latest notifications. And click the like button. Take care, guys. Stay safe.